I recently sent out a survey asking women to tell me a bit about where they are in terms of their confidence, their feelings of self-worth, and also feeling comfortable in their skin. And I gotta say, I am absolutely blown away by the vulnerability and the transparency of what you all shared with me. And I honestly wish that I could give some of you a hug and maybe even a little shake because some of y'all are so hard on yourselves. And I'm gonna need you to stop that. Matter of fact, you're gonna need you to stop that. The people you love and care about are gonna need you to stop that. And your future self, the one that you envision when you think about who you want to be in the future, that person is gonna need you to stop that. Because that's definitely not the way you want to spend your life. And so based on the results of that survey, I wanted to make this training because I could tell that a lot of you have fallen into the same trap that I did. The trap where we convince ourselves that maybe if we could just find a way to lose some weight or to change our body or to grow a bigger booty, then maybe we'll be able to finally feel more confident and comfortable in our skin. And it always sounds pretty simple, right? Like once I lose weight, I'll finally be able to start dressing the way that I want. Once I lose my belly and tone up my flabby bits, I'll finally be able to attract the kind of man that I want. Maybe if I get a mommy makeover, I'll finally feel comfortable when I take my clothes off or comfortable being naked around someone else. Once I master this squat routine and grow a bigger booty, I'll finally feel more comfortable putting on a little black dress and going out with my girlfriends for a night on the town. I'll finally be able to put on that swimsuit and go frolic at the beach with my boo or with my family or with my children or whatever it may be. I'll finally start to feel better about myself. I'll finally stop hating the way that I look once I do something to change this mess. I'll finally start going out more and be able to have fun with my thin and pretty friends without feeling like I don't measure up or like I'm the ugly one in the group. What I didn't realize though is that the real problem wasn't my weight. It wasn't my size. It wasn't my belly. It wasn't my back fat and my rolls and all those things. It wasn't my appearance at all. And this is a common mistake that I see a lot of women making. We spend so much time focusing on fixing the wrong things. And we beat ourselves up about not being able to change our bodies and alter the way we look and achieve more success because we believe those things will magically solve our problems and help us to feel better. But what a lot of us don't realize, and what I didn't realize, is that the real problem all along was my mentality and my mindset about my body, about the way I looked, about what I was worthy of, and about what I had to offer the world. And the amazing thing is that once I changed my mindset, that alone changed absolutely everything else for me. The way I felt about my body changed. My outlook on life and what I thought I was capable of changed. I started to believe in myself, and I stopped apologizing for who I was. I started to look forward to the future and to all the possibilities that were ahead of me. And I stopped limiting myself and standing in my own way by waiting for permission to truly start living my life. My dating life and my relationship standards even changed. I stopped accepting the bare minimum from the people that I dated. I stopped allowing myself to be used and mistreated and taken advantage of and disrespected by the people who claimed that they loved me. And for the first time in my life, I finally felt comfortable setting healthy boundaries for myself. Before then, what were boundaries? What are those? Like, I didn't know. I finally started to feel comfortable putting myself first and honoring myself and the things I needed without feeling like I was being selfish or like I was doing something that I needed to feel guilty about. I finally had a deep understanding of what I liked and what I didn't like, what I was okay with and what I wasn't, what served me and what absolutely didn't. And I gotta tell you, there is nothing more powerful than being able to move through this world as your unique, authentic, beautiful, gifted, unbothered self, okay? Once you stop caring about other people's opinions of you, man, listen, everything changes, everything. And for me, the most surprising part of it was that I did not have to change my body or the way I looked in any way. And this honestly went against everything that I had ever been taught or told during those decades that I spent hating my body. For the longest time, it felt like everything about me was just wrong. Everything about my appearance was the complete opposite of the beauty standards back then, and even now, honestly. And so I couldn't help but to feel self-conscious and insecure and ashamed of my body and the person that I was. Because no matter what I did or how hard I tried, I just could not stop the negative thoughts that would run through my head about myself and about my body and about my lack of worth whenever I would see someone who I thought was prettier than me, or whose body I admired or wished I had. Or shoot, even when I looked in the mirror, I just could not stop the constant barrage of negative thoughts about myself. So for decades of my life, I didn't feel comfortable doing certain things or wearing certain kind of clothes. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. And so I did everything that I possibly could to cover my body and to hide myself and to make myself seem smaller so that I wouldn't attract attention or more mocking or more ridicule than I was already getting. Because I don't know if you can relate to this, but in my experience as a fat girl, people will have you convinced that all you have to do to feel better about yourself and to have a happier life is to lose some weight. That is the recipe. That is what it takes. That and that alone. They will make you feel like weight loss is the solution that will magically take all of your problems away. You don't feel good about yourself? Lose some weight. That'll do the trick. You're tired of people treating you like you're less than and like you're undeserving and unworthy of good things? Lose some weight. Then they'll see your value and they'll start treating you better. After all, it's your fault for allowing yourself to get fat anyway, and for not having the self-discipline and the willpower and the motivation and the self-control to put down the Big Mac and step away from the fries. So since you put yourself in this position where you are fat and you are not being taken seriously, you are not being treated well, you are not feeling happy, you are rejecting yourself and being rejected by all of society for having the body you have, then it is your responsibility to do everything you possibly can to shrink your body, to make yourself smaller, to make your appearance more acceptable to all the people around you. Or at least that's what we're made to believe. I hope that wasn't triggering for anybody, because it was a little bit triggering for me. Not gonna lie. And make no mistake, the fact that my appearance didn't change throughout this process of learning to love and accept and embrace myself, it wasn't for a lack of trying. I did everything I could, and I made countless attempts to fix the things that I believed were wrong with me. I tried to lose the extra weight, and if I ever did lose some weight, I always ended up gaining it back, time after time. I did all sorts of things to try to make my hair straighter and to make it more manageable so that it wouldn't be so coarse and so unkempt and all the other things that I've been told about my hair over the years. I've worn wigs, I've worn weaves, I've used extensions, I have suffered through chemical burns on my scalp from perms and relaxers and all sorts of nonsense. And no matter what, my hair kept growing out my scalp the same way. Who would have thunk it? And my acne and my skin discoloration never went away either. Your girl's still dealing with it to this very day. And yet I have been able to embrace all of those things and stop allowing those things to hold me back. And the only thing that had to change was this, not the hair, the mindset. And once I was able to change my mindset, everything else fell into place. If it is your goal to lose weight and to change your body in some way, I wish you all the best with that. I hope it goes well for you, and I hope you have all the success in the world. A lot more success than I did. But I urge you, do not wait around for weight loss to happen or for your body to change in whatever way before you commit to loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. Weight loss takes time, and it's usually not an easy process, especially since our bodies and our brains are designed to resist most weight loss attempts for the sake of self-preservation and trying to keep us alive. It thinks it's helping, but it does not know the pressures of this current society that we're dealing with. And so after all those years of feeling horribly about myself and thinking the worst possible thoughts about my body, I am so thankful to say that I was finally able to come to terms with who I am, to learn to love and accept my body, and to embrace my flaws and my imperfections, and to overcome the things that used to stop me from living my life the way that I wanted. And I'm not telling you all of this because I like talking about myself. I'm sharing this because I want you to know that I understand what it's like. Not only have I been there, but I have spent most of my life there. And I know how painful and frustrating and awful it feels, and how much it just sucks to be at odds with the person that you are, with the person that you see in the mirror every single day. There's no escaping us, is there? Like, you can't escape yourself. There's no way. Believe me, I've tried. And now that I'm on the other side, I also know how amazing it feels to finally be at peace with myself, to finally accept myself the way that I am, without fussing and fighting with my thoughts about who I am and who I'm supposed to be, to actually feel comfortable and confident. There's just nothing like it. So regardless of what it is about yourself that's got you feeling unhappy or unsatisfied with the way that your life is going, I want you to know that you can absolutely overcome those things too. As they say, if I could do it, you could do it. And believe me when I say it was bad. So if I can do it, you can do it. As long as you have the right game plan and the right person to guide you through it. So let's talk about how you can develop a better outlook about yourself and about your body, and start accepting yourself the way that you are, so that you can stop holding yourself back, stop stopping yourself from experiencing life the way you want, and finally be able to feel more comfortable in your skin. Because life is too short to keep stopping yourself from experiencing it. And whatever flaws or hang-ups you may have about your appearance, they are not worth you missing out on living your life. You are given one life. We are all given one life as far as we know. And you've been given one body to experience that life in. So every moment that you spend beating yourself up and thinking negative thoughts about yourself is another moment that is wasted. And those are moments that could be put to a lot better use than that. Trust me when I tell you. So what I've discovered from my own journey is that there are essentially 3 main phases that you can work through in order to start feeling better about yourself and more comfortable with who you are. And each of the 3 phases will help you to develop a solid sense of self and a deeper understanding of your worth, so that you can stop whatever negative thoughts like to run through your head and improve your relationship with your body.